Well, winter's coming. And I mean that in the least Game of Thrones sense of the season. It was a busy summer working on Festival of the Living Dead. Watch for Riggs' cameo on that movie, which should be coming out in a couple weeks. It was our trip to a Soyuz to check out the wildfire devastation. Our cougar conservation tracking video. Time spent dedicated to learning how to use our new drone. And the trapper's cabin, recycle, and rebuild. And what better way to wrap up the season than with a seasonal pack loadout.
Come through summer, into autumn, and into winter. We're going to be moving into bi-weekly videos, going through the winter until the summer we'll return to our regular scheduled weekly video.
So, this pack was gifted to me maybe 8 to 10 years ago, hopping freight with a friend. My pack had failed, the strap had snapped. And so yeah, he picked me up this a little more traditional waxed canvas pack, which I'm grateful for. No link in the description, as I'm going to be putting links for all of the materials coming out of the bag and the tools and so on and so forth, because they're tried, tested, and true, and I believe in them. So I'll share those links with you to Amazon purchasable items as they come. So yeah, check the description for those links, and we'll start off at the top of the pack with this military style camp tarp made by Free Soldier. If you've been following along at home for a while, you'll recognize this from previous videos. So we're not going to unbag this and go through everything. Multi-grommeted 10x10 military tarp. Across the front of the bag, you can obviously see that there's these leather straps. So what I've done with the right strap, or passenger side strap in particular, is I've prepped it with stropping paste. So in the field, it acts as a good knife strop. So something to consider when you're buying a pack. Maybe you're into that and might want to go and get a pack with leather straps for that purpose. Top of the pack, quick, easy access. We've got rain gear. This being a rain jacket. Deploys nice, quick and easy. It's folded itself inside of its hood. Pull it out when it's raining. Nice, quick deployment, and you're good to go to keep dry in the rain. Secondary, we have under the drawstring into the pouch pocket, main compartment of the pack, we've got a contractor's bag, which is good to deploy if it is raining hard enough and you want to pull it over top of your pack while you're wearing it to keep everything dry. Though, I mean, if it is waxed canvas, that should be fairly good rain repellent. Also doubles well as a mattress. Can be filled with foliage, branches, leaves, mulch to create a mattress, keeping you separate from the freezing cold ground, keeping you warmer overall. So from here, we're going to jump into the utility pocket of the bag, where in here we also have a quick access deploy of our ridgeline. It's a preset ridgeline, the bowline knot on the end, and perset loops, 3 of them, 25 feet in length to stretch between trees to set up your lean-to, your plow point, whatever you're after for your shelter at camp. Associates, obviously with the tarp. Additionally, we've got some microcord for the billion around camp uses of microcord or cordage in general. Also in the utility pocket, we have a little bit of food prep. This generally should be in this pocket. This is the food prep pocket, but it seems to ended up over here. So yeah, just olive oil. Little pack and gear maintenance kit. As well, we've also wrapped it in some 100-pound test, I think it's 100-pound test fishing line. We've got a bunch of duct tape wrapped around it. We're all familiar with the medical uses and fire starting uses of duct tape, I hope at this point. Inside, we have a bunch of stuff you might need around camp for, as I say, pack maintenance, gear maintenance. We've got some thread. We've got some sailing needles. Well, I think there's another one in there. A little makeshift awl we've sharpened down from a piece of metal, a cylindrical piece of metal. Going hand in hand with the fishing line, we have a fishing hook with some preset fishing line on it to attach to our other fishing line. There we go. There's another one of our sailing needles. As well in here, we've got some Chicago screws, which can come in handy for pack maintenance as well. Also in this pocket, we have a Suunto compass. So not with the bag itself, I also have other navigational aids that generally I just keep in my haversack, which I attach to the bottom of the bag. So haversack isn't with us right now, but different maps, write and rain notebook, write and rain pencil, so on and so forth for navigational purposes. Some marking tape, flagging tape, all that stuff would generally be in the haversack. If you're interested in watching one of the haversack loadouts, we have a video that came out a bit ago that does a haversack loadout, or features a haversack loadout post our cougar tracking expedition we did with conservation. So have a look at that if you're interested in the haversack loadout. Additionally, in this pocket, we've got some gun oil, which is good for maintaining your knives. Generally using carbon steel knives, or at least I do, so this is good to have along. Keeps the knives maintained well and keeps them unrusted. Carpenter's pencil, easily sharpened with any knife. Thimble, pack maintenance, gear maintenance. We also in here have a BPS knives sharpening kit. It comes with this great little waxed canvas carrying case. We've got two different gripstone types, and also in the back here, which this little kit comes with, a little strop that I've applied paste to as well. So that's awesome. Love BPS knives. Be sure to check the link in the video description for this item as well. Also in the pocket, which is the last item, is our Tinder collection bag. Now, I like to use something like this, a little bit of a burlap sack, because air passes through it. Any moisture that you're picking up with a bit of leaves or whatever for making your bird's nests to start fires, so on, whatever. This allows air to pass through it. So it's just kind of a nice thing. And inside, we've got a little fire bundle. So in this fire bundle, which is made up of I think it's a 10-inch by 10-inch, maybe a little larger, 12-inch by 12-inch, let's see, waxed canvas square, which is good for kneeling on. There's all kinds of uses for this around camp, as I'm sure you can imagine. So inside of our Tinder bundle, you might recognize this container from back when we did our GBOF, or Great Balls of Fire, how-to video. Inside we've got these little guys, and check the video description for a link to that how-to video. Be sure to check that video. These things are great little fire starters. Obviously, needing a lighter in your pack, as I've said many of the time, our ancestors went through hell to start fires, so do them a favor, and no matter what, EDC, everyday carry, you should always have a lighter in your pocket. We've also got some rope ends here that can be broken down and made into tinder for starting fires. We've got a pencil sharpener, which is great. If you've got twigs or whatever and they're wet and you want to get down to the drier material inside, stick a twig in, sharpen it down, get nice little leaflets of thin wood. We've also got some fat wood in here, spare ferro rod. This is a beeswax candle. Beeswax is great because it lasts a little longer, burns a little better, and it's great for illuminating, but also if you're running out of resources to light fires, running low on lighter fluid, you can light this guy up, use it as a multiple point fire starter, and blow it out when you're done, that kind of thing. Great little guy to have in your pack, takes up little to no room. Okay, so that's that pocket. Let's move on to the front of the bag, where obviously we're going to find our trusty, I'm all about using cliche words, our trusty camp axe. So this guy is about a 12-inch Husqvarna. Not sure exactly offhand the details, what type of wood it is or anything, but Husqvarna, as you probably know, is a great name brand. If you're interested in making and how to make a slide lanyard, there will be a link in the video description to a video that I've done on that as well. So yeah, great little camp axe. I don't believe the blade cover came with it, but these are also available on Amazon and at your local Canyon Cable or whatever outdoor outfitter you prefer and tend to frequent. This other pocket on front can be deployed from the top or the bottom. And inside of it, we've got a Silky Gomboy camp saw. I believe this one's a 6 to 8 inch blade. These are great. There's all kinds of review videos online about these. Check again in the video description for a link to this on Amazon. So that's the front of the pack, the one side utility pocket. Let's go into the other pocket, which this is sort of more, I think I mentioned, more of a food prep kind of organizational kit. In here, we've got some pine tar soap. We've got some salt and some Old Bay for seasoning our food. Probably needs to be refilled. Opinel knife that's dedicated just for eating purposes. The tiniest, cutest little toothpaste container, toothbrush, and some spare tin foil. Diving deeper into this pocket, we have our classic nesting Nalgene and titanium camp mug kind of situation. So obviously 750 milliliter, I believe. It's old enough to not actually be able to read anything that may have been printed on it at one time. So we're just going to say 750 milliliter. Nests perfectly into most titanium camp mugs. It sort of also doubles as a bit of a camp pot. In here somewhere, titanium mug. This one is made by, I don't remember, and again, it's an older product that I've had for a while, so I'm not going to be seeing any name brand on it, but I'll look it up and I'll put this in the video description as well. So it comes with a little lid. This has done me wonders, no complaints. Super lightweight, works perfectly for nesting and conserving space in your pack. Also in here, we have fish spreader. This commonly goes in a fish's mouth to spread it open, but it also doubles as a great little utensil with your Nalgene. Hook it in, suspend with a tripod over a campfire for boiling water. A few minor things left over in this pocket. We have an exceptionally large spoon, long spoon, for stirring, reaching into the depths of things such as a Nalgene. It's come in handy. Kind of just sits in there beside everything. I've also got these from a previous video that I fashioned, just some twigs that I fashioned. I don't tend to carry a fork or a spoon, so these come and go all the time. They just twigs. They operated as chopsticks or hashi, if you will. That's that for that pocket. The nice thing about this pocket is that it works on a MOLLE system, so it can be unbuttoned. And generally, well, I have these anchor shackles that can connect to these buckle kind of loop rings. So this can be deployed, this can stay at camp, these straps can be utilized on your belt if you want to bring them along for foraging collection, fire collection, tinder collection, whatever you can find use for. You've got these nice drawstrings. So yeah, fairly versatile pack. And then in here, I just remembered, because I've forgotten, I just carry this little spork. On the back of our pack, we have this little map pouch, which I mentioned I generally just attach my haversack to the bottom. So what I found good with this is to keep the pack sturdy and stiff against your spine. I have this Bushcraft Grill in here that just does just that. Obviously great for cooking with. I've got two connected and an individual one as well that can also be connected to make a larger grill surface. So to the main section of the pack compartment. The top, also a quick grab. As being a military father, he would always say, keep your socks dry and clean and keep your feet clean. So this not only doubles as a camp pillow, but is also filled with socks for that purpose exactly. Close to the top of the pack, so they're quickly accessible if you're just sort of hiking through the woods and need to get at those because you've stepped in a puddle that's too deep and want to change your socks. Container of rice, a little self-explanatory. Container of flour, good for making biscuits, pancakes, simple camp, recreational food. Inside as well, we have just a pan that I picked up from the dollar store. Removed the handle just to conserve space. And our larger titanium pot, which just nests right inside that pan. Inside, we also have nesting our Sea to Summit Camp Kitchen Cleanup Kit. I'm not going to do a loadout of this right now. There's another video that I'll share the link in the description where I take everything out and it's used making a kind of camp sink environment. Also in the main compartment at the very bottom, we just have another, we call it just a camp pillow, but of course there's some thing inside because everything should have multiple uses if at all possible in your kit. Unmentionables, or let's call them underwear. So with all the compartments now emptied out and splayed out on the table, the last thing we have attached with these nice little straps that the bag came with, more of a molly system underneath that they're running through, is our merino wool blanket made by Arcteris. Not going to pull it off the pack right now. It's been a great blanket. I'll put a link in the description for this one as well. It's also doubled up and supported with these bushcrafty type ratchet straps that I've included. So that's it for the pack.
I'd just like to take a second to thank everybody for all your support through the summer, all the new subscribers, comments, shares, likes. I'd love to hear what you guys keep in your packs. I love seeing your comments and everything. And yeah, so I guess this is it. Moving into winter, moving to bi-weekly. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.